Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Venator Trading 10K to $2 million funding challenge. It's Friday, August the 4th, 7 a.m. New York time. Sponsored by Bespoke Funding Program. They're the ones who give us this amazing discount code of 15% off any challenge, 85% off or 85% profit split. And they give us accounts to give away here on the live stream every single week. Good morning, everybody. Candle Slayer, Beeswax, Adrian, Parthasarathi, happy to be here. Good morning. Good morning to everyone here stateside. Good afternoon to those on the other side of the pond. And good evening to everyone over on the other side of the world. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are. I'm grateful that you take the time to be here each and every day as we are on our journey to take $10,000 in funded accounts. We started with 10K account with Bespoke, and we're taking it all the way to 2 million. Hopefully by the end of the year. We have been thrown off course, though, for the last 5 weeks. The setups for our specific strategy are not coming up, and when they do come up, we're not getting triggered in, and so that's just the way it goes. It's been the summer doldrums. It has been quite the lackluster trading performance so far for the last 5 weeks. So the good thing is that we have no time limits. We are not in a rush. We're not trying to, quote unquote, fix anything. We're not trying to rush in and change anything. We're just here every day hunting for our A-plus setups. That's all we're doing. And that's what we will continue to do. So I hope it's helpful for you guys as well. And I appreciate you being here. So, hey, Muhammad, good evening. H, good to meet. Good evening, Alpha. Hey, glad you guys are back. Good to see you. So we've got some NFP news happening this morning at 8:30. We'll be doing our draw here in just about 1 hour. Oh, for our 10K account. Bye, Lemansky. Good afternoon. I actually slept last night after not sleeping the night before, so, and we're going with the new hat. H-Town, baby. H-Town. Something has to change, so we're just going to keep changing hats until we start hitting some winners. This is the Houston Astros. Well, it's one of their hats. It's called their Space City uniform hat. So this isn't like their traditional logo. It doesn't usually have like the big like circle thing going on around it. But it's very cool and I like it. Houston is Space City. And so they have a Space City uniform that they wear once a week. And this is the hat that goes with their Space City. Their Space City uniforms. Yep, new hat, new hopes. Hey, Diago, wake 'em in, man. I don't know is it Diogo or Diago? I want to say it right. Pre-NFP market is just so pathetic. Took my second stop loss of the week, closing the week with just 3R. Yeah, this is why I typically will not take any trades before NFP. Like yesterday was just trash, absolute trash. Today likely will be trash up until an hour and a half from now, and then it'll pop off. This was all day yesterday, nothing. And then last night we didn't get a grab of liquidity, nothing happened. And we've got relative equal highs, we've got relative equal lows, got the low of the week. Is it going to be a TGIF where we get some kind of reversal here? I don't know. Whoa, this daily fair value gap here on euro dollar is currently being respected. So we'll see. Oh, okay. More like Diogo. Gotcha. David Dreams, good morning, Venators. All you hunters back in the tree stand, man. Hunting that trophy buck. Let's go, Cisco. Hey, Texas team, let's go trading night. Welcome back in, buddy. Glad you guys are here. Glad you guys are here. GU. Oh boy, let's go. GU took out some this swing level here, reversed off of it on the hourly time frame. We haven't disclosed below here yet, so no trade set up there. Nothing on the 30. I mean, you could use this potentially, but I would. This is the level. This run on liquidity all started down here, and we've had no displacement through there. So no setup on GU. Dollar, it looks the opposite of euro. It's just trash. Yesterday, nothing happened. And then today, we've just kind of trickled back up into this daily fair value gap. Got some relative equal lows. Cougar Cat, welcome in. We got the relative equal lows here. We've got some swing highs up here. And of course, this is daily fair value gap. This is also a daily fair value gap that was respected, violated, came back up, respected it, and then violated again. So if we were to come back down here, you would anticipate some type of reaction off of that fair value gap again as well. We'll see if today we get, my goodness. I'm not tired. I don't know why I'm yawning. Today we'll see if we get some kind of TGIF pullback or if we're just going to make a new weekly high here. GBP, we had a run of liquidity here on the 1 hour and a drop back down. So I would probably be using these down close candles and this fair value gap here on the 1 hour time frame to look for potential reaction off of that. But one reason that might not work is you've already taken out the sell side liquidity and rebalanced these buy side imbalances down here. So we'll have to watch. We've got relative equal lows. It's a possible draw on liquidity there. You've got the relative equal highs and a fair value gap above. And then, of course, your swing level up here on the daily. You can see we tapped in here aggressively and then rallied away, but we've since traded back into this little consolidation range. We're right in the middle of it. So we're going to need some more information from GJ. Maybe we'll get that today. Aussie dollar, a little bit more movement than euro and pound. We've had a small break of structure, came back. So we grabbed liquidity here. This move up was the last move, the last up close candle before we ran sell side liquidity. We kind of staggered in here, but we did finally displacing above these highs. We came back down, obviously a fair value gap in there. Not really a good clean one in there, but it did come back down, tap into that breaker right there, 50% of that breaker, and then it rallied up, but it's pulled off its highs for the last 12 hours or so. So it's gonna wait. Nothing's gonna happen until NFP hits. So Kenneth, good morning, welcome in, buddy. So we're just waiting for NFP to hit, and we'll just hang out here. We'll look at some charts. We can talk psychology, we can talk mindset, we can talk strategy, we can talk whatever you want. It's Friday. It's the end of the week. So free chat Friday. Y'all can just let it rip in there. Peter says, thanks for the motivational video. Allow me to be using the audio as my anthem before I open the charts. It's a full gym. That's awesome, man. That's why I did it. I really do want you to use it, man. If it helps you before you open the charts every day, well worth it. Well worth it. I spend time. I didn't listen to that today, but I spend time every morning before I get down here just going over in my head why I'm doing this. So I'm just reinforcing the why. And I remind myself every day why I'm doing this. And then that is ultimately what fuels my discipline to execute the way that I do. And so I go over my strategy. I go over all my rules. I tell myself, you're not going to break your rules today. It's too important. There's too much at stake for the future of your family to gamble and break your rules. You're done doing that. You spent years doing that, and that's not who you are anymore. I have a tweet coming out later today that says, if you want to have something, no, I'm going to say this wrong. This is a great quote. Hold on. I want to say it right. To do something you've never done, you've got to become someone you've never been. That's so good. God, that's so good. To do something you've never done, you've got to become someone that you've never been. When you talk about becoming a profitable trader, if you want to get payouts, you've got to start being the person right now. You've got to become that person to do the thing that you want. So I tell myself every day when I get up before I come to the charts, know who you are. Know who you are. And then execute the plan. That's all. That's your only job today, is to sit down and execute your trading plan. Everything else is going to take care of itself. You know your strategy, you know your data, you know your statistics, you know the probabilities are in your favor with this strategy. So just get in there and be patient. Be patient. And we've had our patience tested for the last 5 weeks, man. We're now almost 2 full weeks without taking a trade. We've called 3 or 4 trades, but we've also had to cancel them because liquidity gets run. Our target liquidity gets run before we can get triggered in. Oh gosh. I hope after NFP market gets better. Me too, Mohammed. They accumulate for NFP, so today's template will range to New York rally. Yeah, we should see some kind of New York movement today. Now, whether or not we can actually find a way to participate in that, well, you might be able to. I don't know what strategies you guys are using, but for me to be able to participate, I know exactly what I need to see. And if we see it, we'll take it, and if we don't, we'll just chalk up another week of no trade. It's fine. We'll come back next week. Awesome quote. It is, to do something you've never done, you've got to become someone you have never been. Never more true than for traders, man. Never more true. Peter says, I saw your comment on the Euro Trader Twitter. That guy seems to have incredible mindset, holding trades for 2 weeks and raking. That guy, definitely, he's a swing trader, so he works off the 4-hour time frame. Great trader. I'm not a swing trader. I don't want to hold trades for multiple days at a time. It's just not it's not how I'm wired. But yes, very consistent. But I've also seen him go through drawdown periods too. It's not like he just wins everything. So anytime you see someone online, professional traders, they have followers, they have communities, whatever it is, you see a lot of their winning trades, and that's what they use to. And oh God, this is going to sound horrible for me. This is what they use to promote their mentorship, their coaching, their private communities, whatever. And I'm not saying that's why he's doing that. Obviously, he probably is somewhat, because he's coaching people, and he's highlighting this happened inside the private community. Great. I was really just congratulating him because I do follow him, and he's part of the Bespoke family of traders. And to see him consistently, just at least in the last recent probably month or so, he's been absolutely killing it. So great trader, good guy. Metro, what's up? Next week we'll pop off. I hope so, Daz. I'm ready. I'm ready for a pop off. I'm ready to get back to seeing a couple setups a week at least. Let's go. Sneak Junior. I don't know how to say your last name. How about I just call you Junior? NFP to start the huge trend. I hope we can get into a nice new trend. US 30, the indexes, they're all just in consolidation. EJ also in a massive consolidation. There's just nothing to get excited about really anywhere about anything. So we'll just hang out here. We'll, there's nothing to do except sit and watch and wait. We can just talk and get ready for our drawing here in about 45 minutes. So Alpha says, my secret is music. To be honest, I can't trade without my favorite music stuff. That's my edge. Yeah, if I wasn't doing the stream, I would definitely have something else going on, either other YouTube videos or an audiobook or music or something, a podcast. If you're just sitting by yourself in front of charts, this is so boring. And it actually feeds into the desire to do something. You feel like, I'm spending all this time sitting here in front of the charts. I need to make some damn money. And so you get this urge and this temptation to just start pushing buttons and seeing things, dropping down to lower time frames, convincing yourself that, you got this, and you don't. You don't got it. What's up, Red Ezekiel? Welcome back in. Good, Juniors. Okay. Some of these names are more difficult to pronounce, and I'm just my Texan English is will probably make them sound even worse than they are. So I don't hold trades too, but I love catch those swings because I hate trade the internal liquidity. There's a lot of positives to swing trading. I just, in the current market environment and the current world environment, anytime you're holding something past trading sessions or you're holding something through weekends, the opportunity that some crazy stuff is going to happen. And by the time you can get back to the chart and close something out, it's already either wiped out any profits that you've been that you're holding, or it's whipped past your stop loss, and instead of taking a 1% loss, you take a 5% loss. So I'm just not mentally there. Maybe I will be one day. Maybe I'll get to a point where it's like, you know what? I'm not going to set the charts every day. I'm going to look at them at night. I'm going to set my orders, and I'm going to trigger it in, and then I'll check them once a day and see where we're at. I just doesn't fit. It didn't fit me. Some people are just wired for swing trading. I'm just not. I'm fine with sitting here for a couple hours every morning, watching the charts, and then just, if I get my setup, I get it. If I don't, I'll do it again tomorrow. By the end of the year, I know where I'm going to be. So, Peter gutted. Something about watching over my mobile phone. We lost power and over good yesterday, and it's yet to be restored. Hopefully I win that 10K challenge. Oof. Sorry to hear that, Peter. What knocked the power out? You guys have like a big storm or something come through, knock your power down? Oh man, y'all go ahead and hit that like button. There's about 20 of us in here. We can get that up to 20 likes here pretty quick, I think. Let's do it. Sitting around 16, I think, right now. Mohammed, I'm starting my evaluation from next week if after NP market moves. Good luck, Mohammed. Mohammed, aren't you already funded? Somebody else, or was that H? I can't remember. Stormy rain. Ugh, that sucks, man. Well, I hope they get it back on for you pretty quick. We live in a world where we get so accustomed to just what we think are just basic survival, comforts, like electricity that you can just flip a switch and it's always going to be there. And you don't realize how much you take it for granted and how much your life depends on having power. Until you go without it, even for just a couple hours. So I hope you get it back. That's miserable. H, yeah, you're funded. I thought you were. Joshua, welcome in. Muhammad, not me. I was using. Oh, that's right. The City Imperial giveaway account. Yep. You got it, buddy. Just hang in there. Be patient. Kudos, passed my phase 1, my Forex funds eval yesterday. Way to go, kudos. Kudos to kudos. Way to go, bro. That's awesome. That is awesome. What was the account size on that phase 1? Oh boy. What are we gonna do today? 20K. Nice. Is that their lowest? Is 20K their lowest on my Forex funds? And did you have any slippage issues? That seems to be the biggest kind of, I don't know, just critique that I hear the most from my Forex funds is slippage. Oh, they have a 5K now. Cool. They're definitely one of the top contenders for best prop firm in the industry. They have the largest amount, I think, of traders. They have the highest amount of drawdown. So you get 12% drawdown. I think it's still an 8% profit target with 12% drawdown. And I think they pay out a profit split even on their challenges after you're funded. You don't get it until your payout, but I do believe they give you, I think it's like 15% maybe on your phase 1 and phase 2 challenge. So if you make 8% on a 100K account, that's $8,000, and you make 15% of that $8,000, and then again you make 15% of your phase 2 profit as well. No slippage so far. I think they're doing very well because they're the cheapest with the biggest drawdown. They're a very good company. And now that they've taken off the time limits, they've definitely positioned themselves back into, that's what I'm saying, top contender for best prop firm out there. I think 12% is, does the funded trader program, do they do 12%? Anybody know? I think their classic challenge is 12%, but you have to get 10% profit. Let me look at the funded trader. I'm funded with them, I should know. challenge. Here we go. So they have a standard challenge. You know what? We can just look at this together. So on the standard challenge, they offer 5,000, 10, 25, 50, all the way up to 400,000. Sure. Whatever. Step 1, so you've got 1 to 60 drawdown, 10% profit target, 10% max loss. This is their standard. So 10 and 5. Okay, that all looks right. Their Royal Challenge is 8% profit target, 10% drawdown, 1 to 200 leverage, but you do have 5 minimum trading days. Once you're funded, though, they cut your leverage to 1 to 100. That's plenty. You only need like 1 to 50, 1 to 60. That's really all you need. You should not be in positions that give you more leverage than that, where you're going to need more leverage than that. So still a good 8% profit, 10% max loss, better leverage. And then the night challenge, I'm not sure. Let's see what this is. Night challenge. Oh, it's a 1-step. I don't know why they do these 1-steps, man. You get lower leverage. It's more expensive. You get tighter drawdown limits. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why people are buying these 1-steps. I don't get it. My Forex funds. Let's take a look here. So they have a rapid valuation accelerated. What's rapid? 5% daily drawdown. Okay, that's pretty common. It's balance or equity. That's not great. I don't like that. But they do have 12% overall gosh, I can't talk. 12% overall drawdown. Also balance or equity. And being consistent. A very black and white consistency rule. But if you just ask them, they'll give you a non-consistency account. Okay. You have to trade. Trader must enter 1 trade for at least 3 days a week. So every week you have to take 3 trades. Just make sure you have a non-consistency account, because I haven't taken a trade in 2 weeks. No restrictions. No restrictions, except you have to take 3 trades a week and you have to be consistent. But other than that, there's no restrictions. Evaluation. Here we go. So phase 1 is 8%. Phase 2 is 5%. And you have 12% drawdown. You can only have 5% drawdown during the day, but you have 12% drawdown overall. Not bad. And it's $4.99 for 100K. That's pretty good. And then you've got accelerated 5 or 10% overall drawdown. There's no daily drawdown limits. 5% for conventional, 10% for emphatic. 1 to 100 leverage, 1 to 50 on conventional. Scaling at every 20%. Jeez, 20%. They double your account when you hit 20%. $2 million. weekly payouts. That's not a great program. So either evaluation makes the most sense to me with my Forex funds, not rapid. I don't want the consistency. I want just want to trade. But 12% drawdown, man, that's really good. It's the best in the industry as far as I know of. Oh, how do you add the accounts on your way from 10K to 2 million? Do you forfeit your previous account and focus on a higher one, or do you use a trade copier? I use a trade copier, Joshua. Right now, I don't really have to use a trade copier right now because it's just 3 accounts, and I set orders on a 15-minute time frame. I have plenty of time on this strategy to go in to each account and set the order. So it's fine. But when I have at some point 8 accounts, then a trade copier becomes much more important. I don't want to have to go in and do that 8 different times. So you can also combine your accounts as you go. So let's say I pass phase 2 of this 10K that we're in. We're in phase 2 right now. So let's say we pass that. I could just have them combine this 10K to my current 10K funded and just have one 20K account. And then still keep working on the 100K challenge. So all of that are options as you go. You can just combine, you can keep them separated and use a trade copier, but you don't lose any account. You don't forfeit any account. You just keep going. The only way you lose an account is if you breach their drawdown rules. Anyone has a say about true Forex funds? Heard a lot of people saying a good thing about them. Funded Trader has some slippage, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I've not experienced slippage with Funded Trader. Funded Trader, you can use EA only on Royal challenges. I think Royal's best there. I believe when they introduced their no time limit on all their challenges as well for the Funded Trader, I believe they also on their standard account you can now use EAs as well. But I don't understand if that's the case. Why would you ever use a standard account with them? Just go with the Royal. You have a lower profit target, you have higher leverage, and you can use EAs. I don't know why they would even keep the standard challenge as an option. It doesn't make sense to me. Maybe it's a little bit cheaper. I don't know. I need to go look at the prices. I already shut it down, but I would just stay on the Royal. It's the best, definitely the best. 8% profit, 10% drawdown, great leverage, no time limits. And they have multiple brokers now there you can choose from. I think they have Purple Markets, they have ACAP, and I think, do they have Think Markets too? I can't remember. They might have 3 options you can choose from. I don't know anything really about true Forex funds. I've never used them. So I don't know. I mean, I'm aware of them, but I don't really know what their shtick is. What's up, Chase? Welcome in. All right, we got about 30 more minutes, and we'll get the challenge here going. If you haven't left a comment, I can do that. What I can do is I can pull this up, grab that, put this right over here. You need to go leave a comment on that video. If you have not left a comment on that video yet, you will not be in the drawing for the 10K account. Well, I think most of everyone in here has done that already, but just in case there's some people popping in that are just kind of watching and not in the chat, you need to go and leave a comment on the pre-session mindset video on the Venator Trading YouTube page. That is where we will scrape all of the data from to pick our winner. And we'll do that in about 25 minutes. So if you haven't yet, go over there, and it doesn't have to be, you don't have to like leave a comment about the video. Just drop an emoji or a thumbs up or say hi. People go in and they write these comments like this inspirational quote about the actual content in the video, as though I'm going to read a comment that I love and just give them an account. And that's not how it works. I do read all the comments, but I'm not picking the winner based on who has the best comment. So don't feel the pressure to go in there and say something cool or better than anybody else. It's not how it works. Personally, for sure, next prop firm I will test is Bespoke. Let's go. Bespoke, man. I love Bespoke. Dude, they're awesome. They are awesome. I promise you they're going to be, everyone's going to know about them and want to be using them. No one else offers you $2 million in max funding on a two-step challenge that you can purchase, not scale to, that you can just straight out purchase $2 million in assets to manage. It's the best. It is the industry best. And I'm surprised. I think the next behind them, I think the next is Lark Funding. They offer $1 million. So everyone else is like 600K, 400K, 300K, not even close to $1 million. So, Bespoke is king of the hill when it comes to the amount of capital that you can manage. 8% profit split. 8% profit target, 10% max drawdown. EAs, trade copier, no time limits, trade the news, hold over the weekend. They have an auto close feature if you are a swing trader, that if you hit your profit target, it will auto close the trade for you, so that you can pass and you don't have to just worry about sitting there watching a trade play out. So that's cool. What's up, Bakan? Good afternoon. Welcome in, buddy. Welcome in. Question is, will they pay profits made on the $2 million when this step arrives? Just wondering after the Kimmel facts yesterday. Yeah, I think they will. I've not seen anything from them that, of course, how does Kimmel know this, and why would he not say it? And then who are the people? Obviously, I guess the people are scared. It has the makings of, no one can say this isn't true, because if people are scared to talk about it for fear of being sued or kicked off their account, they're not going to verify what he just said. And the prop firms certainly aren't going to come out and say, oh yeah, he's right. We are doing that. He can just drop that opinion out there and then just walk away from it. And now everybody's like, oh my God, is it the firm that I'm using? So kind of clickbaity, it leaves more questions to ask than it does to help people know how to navigate that situation. So it's a little bit like, come on, man. Come on. Like, you can't just say something like that and then not help other people. If there's firms people should avoid just because they're randomly shutting people down and not paying things out, then we should as a community, hold that firm accountable and not use them until they either go out of business or change their policy. Like the traders are in control here. Like we don't have to, like if there was enough traders to unionize, so to speak, and be like, look, we're done with this firm boycott. I mean, we could take a firm down if enough traders rallied around an idea to do that. What broker does BFP use? How's their spread? They use ACAP right now, but they're onboarding, and they may already have onboarded Purple Market. So they have at least two. If it hasn't gone live yet, it's going live very soon. But ACAP and their spreads and delivery on ACAP are outstanding. I know a lot of people on other firms that use ACAP and they hate it. I absolutely love the way Bespoke operates with ACAP. Their spreads are incredibly tight, the tightest spreads I've seen, and I've had zero slippage. So I've had absolutely no issues whatsoever. So, but I do think they offer personal markets now. But if it's not, I know that that's coming. And I think they're talking about onboarding another broker as well to give more choices for people. Junior says, yeah, Bespoke is good. I think the auto close feature is what makes them more unique besides the 2 million. Auto close is fine. If I'm in a trade, I'm managing that trade and it's either going to hit my take profit or it's not. So I don't really care. And if I'm about to pass a challenge, I'm just sitting here watching it and I'm going to close it. I'm not going to, not that I don't trust them. It's just, that's how I trade. I'm going to close it when I hit the profit that I need. It has to be in profit for a certain amount of time. And I think it's like 7 to 8 seconds. Well, there's a lot that can happen in 7 to 8 seconds. And all I need is 1 penny over that profit target. Or I don't even need a penny. I just need the penny on the dot. So I'm not going to wait another 8 seconds. If it gets a couple cents over my profit target, I'm closing that thing. I'm not waiting for some software to go, oh yeah, they were over profit by 8 seconds. We should close that out for them. No, I'm closing it. Now, again, if I was a swing trader, it happened in the middle of the night, cool, whatever. I'm not going to worry about it. But Alpha Brad, after 10K and 100K, what's going to be the next challenge? It depends on what our profit split is. If it's just 8%, let's say we make 5% to pass phase 2. We have the option of taking that payout of 5%, which is going to be 85% of $500. So what is that? Like 400 and something bucks. So I could either take that and buy a challenge, or I could just wait until I pass phase 1 of the 100K and get that 8%, which would give you an $800 profit split. And then you could buy, I don't know, whatever the next biggest challenge is. So at least another 100K. It really just depends on the profit split. We'll just buy the next largest challenge that we can with our next profit split. So it's either going to be 5% or 8% every time. I'm not going to wait and just keep stacking up that profit. I'm going to wait. If I make 5%, then I'll probably take that out and buy another whatever account I can with that. The max I'll wait to get a payout on is 8%. That means we're passing another phase 1 challenge. So we should always be trying to pass a phase 1 challenge until we are completely funded. So the goal is always going to be to try to reach 8% profit. And the more of those we hit, the faster we'll be able to purchase multiple accounts. Once we can get a 100K account funded, then reach an 8% payout on a 100K account, you can almost, I mean, that's when everything really accelerates here. It goes slow in the beginning because you have to start small. You're getting small payouts and you can only buy certain size accounts. Once you can get a 50K or a 100K account funded and reach an 8% payout, then you can buy multiple 400K accounts. And that's when everything just starts kind of rapidly stacking up. So it's kind of the snowball effect. It goes slow in the beginning, and then once you get things rolling, it happens pretty quick. Almost kind of like your trading career in general. It takes a very long time to become profitable, and then once you are profitable, you can make back very quickly in a very short amount of time all of the money that you invested or lost up to that point. Yeah, if they close it out on their end because they register you as being in profit, but by the time they close it out, it goes back under, they will still honor that as a pass. That's true, Daz. Cisco, the auto close feature works on up to 7 seconds. So basically they get the data every 7 seconds. So maybe you're lucky. It just depends on when their system registers your equity as being above the profit target. Be great is someday a prop firm put a 5% target on phase 1 and 3% target on phase 2 with a max 50% drawdown. I mean, yeah, it would be cool. That would be completely unsustainable, probably from a business perspective for prop firms. We want them to stick around and we want them to be sustainable. So they can't. I imagine that 12% is probably about as far as they're comfortable going on the challenge phases. I know there's some that allow you to increase your drawdown the longer you're with them, and the more payouts you get, they can increase that drawdown, but that's going to be because you're a consistently profitable trader and they want you to stick around. But for the actual getting funded, there's a certain limit at which it does not make sense from a business perspective to keep increasing drawdown and lowering profit targets. Capital breeds capital. Yep, exactly. Crypto Abdu, hey, welcome in. Peter, when are you doing giveaways? In 12 minutes. We will do the 10K giveaway in 12 minutes. One $10,000 account is being given away today, and then we'll do a 10K account each week. We will be doing one 10K account each week. I have the option to do multiple, but it just means that I wouldn't be able to do it every single week. Like I could take all of them and do them all on 1 week, but that means we go 2 or 3 weeks without doing any giveaways. And I kind of would rather I'd rather just do one every week. So, hey Venator, could you just sum up this 10K to 1 million journey so far? I just got in here after your interview and you had started this very long ago. So I started in May. So we've been doing this for 2.5 months, almost 3 months. I started in May with a 10K account. We passed phase 1 and phase 2 in 7 days. We became funded, and then we had to trade for 14 days to get a payout. And in that 2 weeks, we were just above break even, which allowed us to get our refund, but not take a full big profit split. So we took that refund and we bought another 10K challenge. Then off of that challenge, we passed phase 1 and made 8%, and that took a couple of weeks. And so from that 8% profit split, we were able to buy our 100K phase 1 challenge. And since we've had that 100K phase 1 challenge, we have been in drawdown all of July, and we've only taken 4 trades in almost 6 weeks. If we don't take a trade today, it will be 2 weeks in a row that we have not had a trade. It has been just a brutal setup. This specific strategy that I'm using just has not been there. And the ones that have, we've taken losses, and the other ones that we've called out, we've gotten swerved by a pip on our entry 2 or 3 times, and that's been super frustrating. But it's part of the game, man. It's part of the business. It just happens. It's the way it goes down. So these are just nasty trading conditions. It's the first week of August. Red folder news all week long. So we've just been sitting here chit-chatting pretty much every day. What would be great for traders if firms had a thing where your evidence you have lots of funding that you consistently profit on, and you could go straight to a funding. So basically that might be interesting, where you could interview and show your verified results and either go straight to funding, or at least maybe like to phase 2, or a restricted funded account. So you can go right to a funded account, but your leverage is reduced, your drawdown is reduced at least till your first payout or something. I don't know. That might be kind of a cool idea. I like that. Hey, you're profitable. I'm profitable on X, Y, and Z. I have this much assets under management. Here's all of my dashboards. Let me skip the challenge. Not a bad idea. Yeah, SPT, you can get up to 20% in the increase, but it's going to take a long time for you to get there. That is not a quick, that is not something that's going to happen right away. Good job, Crypto. Thanks for that comment. Joshua, July and August is usually tough. Yeah, typically the summer months are not fun they're not the most pristine trading conditions for sure. Isn't Bespoke having 8% max drawdown? On their, they do have an account that has 8% max drawdown. The one I'm trading, the standard challenge, is 10% drawdown. But they do have, I don't know if they call it rapid, or I don't know what the name of it is, but their standard 2-step challenge is 8% profit, 10% drawdown. And that's what we are using. It has 1 to 60 leverage instead of 1 to 100. But again, 1 to 60 leverage is absolutely plenty. There's no reason you should be close to needing more than that. Like, if maybe if you had like 2 or 3 pip stops, but that's not wise. You don't need that. With an 8 to 12 pip stop on Eurodollar, I'm still not coming close. Even risking 2%, I'm still not coming close to hitting my max leverage. 4 trades in 6 weeks is it's not a lot, and it has been frustrating. But I'm only going to take my A+ setups, man. That's what it's about. I'm absolutely committed to not taking a trade unless it fits checks off every single box for my plan. If it doesn't check every box, I'm not taking the trade. And I'm more than content sitting here for 2 weeks and not trading than getting frustrated and being like, screw this, I just need to take a trade. Or screw this, I need to find a new strategy. This doesn't work anymore. John, the Rapid has 8%, but it's a bit cheaper. Gotcha. All right, about 6 more minutes, and we'll do our 10K account giveaway. If you guys haven't yet hit the like button here on this live stream, I would appreciate it. It tickles the algorithm and makes it want to push it out to more people when you guys engage with that. So I appreciate you doing that. There's no charge. I don't ever ask you guys for money to do this, but you can help by sharing and liking and commenting. It's always helpful. Trading Night says, I saw a stat about the profitable traders on prop firms, 3 to 10 trades per month. Yeah, that's very true. Most are taking 1 trade a week, 1 to 2 trades a week max. And honestly, once I started doing that, that was a big turning point for me, is when I stopped trying to take 2, 3, 4, 5 trades a day. And now I take somewhere between 2 and 10 trades in a month, typically. Cleans everything up. Evans says, after seeing the news release numbers on Forex Factory, let's say you're bearish EU, you expect price to first take buy-side liquidity right. That would be my preference, to see if I'm bearish. I would prefer to see maybe a quick spike on the news, and then it displaces away from there. That would be my preference, yes. But it could, before the news, it could run up and take out some liquidity before the news, take out this swing high or maybe these highs here, and then drop. It could be a TGIF where before the news hits, we come down and take out sell side, we tap into all this, and then it spikes up. Either way, I'm just going to be watching for where it grabs liquidity, and then look to see if we get displacement in the opposite direction. So if it can grab liquidity before the news hits, cool. But if it does it when the news hits and then we displace away, also fine. No, you comment on the pre-session mindset video last. You don't have to comment. I mean, yeah, you can comment on this. Well, there's no way to grab the comments from the live stream that I know of. So anytime you can comment after the video, though, it's always helpful. More engagement. The motivational trader motivation pre-session mindset. One more time, I will put that link right there. So one final chance, if you haven't yet left a comment, that is where you'll do it, on that video. If you've already done it, you don't need to do it again. It's one comment, one entry. It doesn't give you double entries the more comments you get. So it's just one person, one comment. That's all you need to do. Oh yeah, man. Anytime any of you get funded, I will shout you out on Twitter. Absolutely. 100%. I will be very proud to let people know. Just like we were talking about the Euro Trader guy, he has students that are passing challenges or getting funded or getting payouts. And he is super proud of them. I would be super proud, any of you that get funded, to be able to let the world know how proud I am of your success. So yes, absolutely. You pass a challenge, I will definitely tweet that out. EU did tap into sell side here. Not super strong. I mean, it just wicked it and moved up. It's really more like relative equal lows. So I would anticipate, as we come into the top of the 8 o'clock hour here, it might just want to drop down into this, and then you could get some displacement up. So we'll see. If you look at, it hasn't taken out yesterday's high or low, so we're still inside. This yesterday took out the low, but then closed back up inside. So I would think that the buy side liquidity is our drawn liquidity. So anytime you don't get displacement below the previous day low, your drawn liquidity should go to the previous daily high as your drawn liquidity. So for instance, here, Let's just look through this. So here we displaced below the low of this day. So when this candle closes and it displaces below, your drawn liquidity is the immediate drawn liquidity is the next previous day low. Once this candle did not displace below that low, it took out the liquidity, but it couldn't close below. You would look to that day's high, and when this candle opens, you would anticipate that previous day high being taken, and it did, and then it displaced below. And then when this candle closed, it closed at its low, and then it displaced lower. So that's just kind of one of the ways that I look at bias, is the previous day high and low. Since we didn't displace below that, what is that? Is that Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday's low here. Yesterday we didn't close below that. This day, yesterday's high, and it hasn't taken it out yet, is where my eye goes to see if it wants to take that out. So that's up here. We'll watch and wait. All right, it's 8 o'clock. The 10K to $2 million funding challenge, sponsored by Bespoke Funding Program. And part of their partnership with us, they give us a certain amount of 10K challenges to give away here on the live stream. If you've not used Bespoke, I would highly encourage you to check them out. If you use code Venator at checkout, you get 15% off any challenge. And that is also includes an 85% profit split on that account if you reach funding. So welcome in, everybody. We've got, I don't know, just about 50 people in here. Hit that like button. Thanks for being here. What we're going to do is we are going to, let me minimize this so I can pull up. So we're going to take this video right here on the Venator Trading YouTube page, and you're going to leave a comment on it. I can't get to it. Where is it? Come on. There we go. So you're going to leave a comment underneath that video. And what we're going to do, if you haven't done that, I'll give you another minute or two to do that. So what we're going to do then is we're going to take that link and we post that link into the YouTube comment picker. And I've already got that link in there. We're not going to do comment replies. We will filter duplicate users. So if somebody's left multiple comments, it's just going to give you one. We're not paying for that. We're just doing the free one. We just want one winner. We don't need a theme color, and I need to answer this question. And then we're going to go get those YouTube comments. We have 72 unique comments. So there's 72 people that left a comment, and there's only 50 people on the stream. So 20 people who registered for this giveaway aren't here and cannot win. You do have to be present on the live stream to win. So we're about ready to go. Good luck to everyone. I do hope that if you win this account, you'll stick around here on the live stream and you'll watch and you'll learn and you'll really understand what it takes to become a profitable trader, to get funded and start stacking accounts. I hope that you don't treat this like a lottery ticket. I hope that you'll treat it with respect, and that you'll try to take advantage of it and not just gamble it away. That's truly my hope with these accounts. So good luck to everyone. Little drum roll. The winner of the 10K account from Bespoke Funding is Muhammad. Let's go. Hey, I love it. I love it. Way to go, Muhammad. It's all you, buddy. Way to go. Congrats, dude. I'm so happy for you. You've been in here every day for a little while now, and so I'm glad to see one of our loyal followers win the 10K account. So Muhammad, if you will, DM me on Twitter, and I will give you specific instructions over there on Twitter. Just send me a direct message on Twitter, and I'll give you the directions you need to go claim that account. So congratulations, buddy. I'm happy for you, and I hope that you'll use it, like I said, wisely. I think you will. You've been in here working on. This is a good account for you, man. It's not one of those City Imperium accounts. This is actually a very good firm with great trading conditions. So congrats, man. Just DM me over on Twitter and we'll get you all hooked up. So thank you guys. I know, a lot of you may be in here just to see who won and you didn't win and you want to bail, but we do have NFP coming up in about 15 minutes. So if you want to stick around and watch the fireworks with us when the NFP news hits, you're more than welcome to. Would love to have you in here. We're here every day from Monday through Friday from 7 to 10 a.m. And I'm just really trying to model for all of the traders out there who are struggling to pass challenges what it takes to sit here every day consistently and execute one trading plan over and over and over again. So well done, man. Well done. All the congrats. Well deserved, Muhammad. Well deserved. I'm glad you won it, buddy. We'll do this again next week. So if you didn't win today, it's all right. We're going to be doing these every week. So everyone's going to continue to have a chance to participate. And doing it on the live stream, it really increases the odds of your opportunity to win by making people be present on the live stream. I want to reward those loyal followers of Venator Trading. And Muhammad is definitely fits that category. So congrats, buddy. Cool. I will take a break here. Let me go message, let me go hit up Muhammad's. Let me give him just a little direction here. All right. Let me put together a little tweet congratulating Muhammad. So happy for you, man. That's awesome. Let's see. Let me grab his little handle there. And I'll tag Bespoke there so they can see that. Cool. Post. All right. we got that out of the way. Good luck, Muhammad, man. I really do hope that you'll use that and it will change your life. I do hope that. The first person who wins a 10K account and gets a payout, we will do an interview on the Venator channel with them. So maybe that'll be Muhammad. If not Muhammad, it could be anybody else. Michael D, you won one. Michael, are you in here today? Have you taken any trades yet? How's that going? Great stream. I got to go NFP. It's family day. Have a great weekend. See you, Daz. Thanks for being here, man. Good luck with the challenge. Yeah. Ancient Pass also won last week. How's your 10K challenge going? There's a few guys that are in here that have won. I haven't seen Satria in here in a while. I don't know if they're still around. Haven't seen Ghost in here in a while. Not sure where they're at or how their challenges are going. I need to DM them and check in. But I know Shafa, I think, lost hers. But I'm not sure about the other guys yet. The percentages of people taking advantage of those 10K challenges is very low. Very, very low. If you're in a position right now before NFP hits, I would highly recommend you get out of it. Even if you move to break even, it will not respect your orders. And you will get slipped and you will lose profits. You will lose, your stop loss will increase. It's just not a good idea to be in the market at all on an NFP news release. Above 2%. Way to go, man. You only got 6% to go. A little less than 6%. That's awesome. Maybe it will be Simon that we interview first. Siridev, do you usually trade after NFP news drop when the setup? Yep. Anytime there's red folder news, I will wait until it drops. And then if we get our setup, we'll take it. We will definitely take it if we see it. So, but we will wait until, so we'll need at least probably 2 15-minute candles. So we'll need the news candle. That unless we get a draw, unless in the next two, this candle or the next candle, we can get clear draws on liquidity and displacement happening away, and then the news continues that. But we'll need at least 1 15-minute candle to print after the news hits before we. So see here, you have GU grabbing sell side liquidity here. So if in the next 15 minutes we start seeing some displacement of, and then NFP hits and it gives us a big push, then yes, we would look for that setup. But so GU's already tapping into this fair value gap and tapping into all this sell side liquidity. So, potentially that could be enough of a liquidity grab that if we get displacement away from here, then we could start to look for our setup. GJ is just consolidating. Let me get back over here on our 15-minute time frames here everywhere. The DXY just stabbed into some buy side and has got some relative equal lows there on the sell side. AU now, what are we looking at? It's running to sell side here. We'll see if we continue to get displacement away. Get this quick stab down. If you can get a breakup, you might be able to get some dollar weakness here potentially today. And maybe, I'm not saying that I'm more neutral than anything going into NFP. We've been bearish all week, so you could make a new low of the week, but we'll just have to see where the liquidity grab happens, and then from there, see where the displacement occurs. And if we get a setup, we get it. If we don't, we don't. One more 15-minute candle there. 9348, 9347. So this stabbed in and took out some sell side. This stabbed even just a little bit lower off. Did take out that low. We're starting to pump up here a little bit. So currently Bespoke offers 20% off and you're offering 15%. How does that work? You just got to pick one. They're undercutting me. And they're undercutting me. So their current offer is definitely better than the discount that I can give to you. But they can't give you mentorship. They can't coach you. They can't live stream every day for you. So would you give up 5% off for a friend? No, man, you should do the best. You should use whatever discount you want to use. You can use mine. It helps out the stream if you use that. It definitely will go towards extending the sponsorship as far as how long we can partner together. As long as they're seeing some revenue benefit from sponsoring the stream, they're going to continue to give us good perks for the channel that will benefit everybody that watches. So you can only use one discount, so you can use mine or you can use theirs. Yeah, that promotion, they run promotions every month. And currently, that's the one they're running, I think, through the end of August. It was only supposed to be like 3 or 4 days, and they've now extended it for a couple weeks. So, I mean, not great for me. Kind of sucks when you I'm not bad-mouthing them. Don't hear me say it makes me mad when they do that. I'm just saying when they give you a discount to use to try to promote their company and then they do a promotion that why would people be interested in using your promotion when you just go and undercut all the promotions? So, but that 20% off that they have, it won't always be that. So mine's a permanent, it's always going to be there, at least as long as the sponsorship lasts. So we'll see. Well, so what you can do is you can use the link. I do have an affiliate link that if you want to use that 20% off, you could use that affiliate link, and it lets them know that you came through me. And there is a small little commission that would come back to the stream on that. So either way, if you want to use their 20% discount, just use the affiliate link in my YouTube page. You can just use that link. I'm not sure if there's like a, hey, how did you hear about us, where they can track that. Maybe there is. I don't remember seeing anything like that, but either way, it's cool. Yeah, John, just you can use their code, but there's an affiliate link. I wonder if I can even grab that. I might be able to put that in the. I might be able to put that in the. There's a link in my Twitter bio for that, and then there's also this link here. I think. Let me see if this works. No. Maybe I can do it like this. Copy link address. What does that do? That's horrible. Just go to my YouTube profile page and there's a link in there. Oh, I know what I can do. I can actually go to that portal. Copy URL. There you go. There you go. If you use that link, it will, and you want to use their 20% off discount, you can just use that link and it will let them know that you came through Venator. All right, got about 10 more minutes here. That's enough talking about links. Odamera, welcome in. Dollar grabbing some sell side here. Took out some buy side liquidity and is getting some weakness heading into NFP. Euro not so DXY is definitely underneath those lows, and Euro dollar is trying to get above those highs. Aussie's starting to get some displacement, so this could be our little liquidity grab here. Get some displacement away potentially. Aussie dollar, the chat pair for the week. Oh. Let me go over to my news page. So they're expecting the unemployment rate to be 5.5%. No, excuse me, that's not correct. That's the CAD. I'm looking at the wrong one. They're expecting non-farm employment change, 205K. So we'll see what happens there. While we're waiting, I'm going to take a quick little bathroom break before, so I don't have to get up later. So let me go do that now. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Y'all hang tight. All right, here's that pre-news pump I was talking about. So we'll see if this is the liquidity grab or if we continue to displace higher from there. So if this was your liquidity grab, then we can identify where our breakers are inside of there. after the news hits. So, but we're going to need this news to hit first, and then we'll see what happens. Just about 5 more minutes now. Get my new stuff up here. Got 3 minutes, 40 seconds. So we have the unemployment rate. They're expecting it to come in at 3.6%. We also will have our average hourly earnings month over month. So we have $3 red folder dollar news events about to drop here in 3 minutes. Then we shall see where we stand. All right, coming in here, just a couple more minutes left. How many people are going to blow their accounts right now? Gambling away. It's always mind-boggling to see. They will put statistics out today from all these prop firms, and there will be thousands of people that will lose their accounts. Thousands of people will lose their accounts in the next 90 seconds. It's mind-boggling to me. Like, just go to a casino, man. There is a lottery ticket drawing in the United States tonight for the lottery for Mega Millions is 1.25 billion with a B. Billion. I will be buying a ticket for that. Even though it's a 1 in 300 million chance to win, it is a pure gamble. And you don't have many opportunities in life to have any chance at winning $1 billion. So when you get, even if it's a small chance, might as well take it. I'll buy 5 tickets. I'll spend $10. It's fine with me. All right, here we come with the news. We got about 30 more seconds. I don't know if you can buy from other countries, Aditya. And Fadarus, hello, welcome in. 20 more seconds here, and we'll get finally be able to start looking for a setup, hopefully. H-Town hat bringing us some luck today. All right, dropping here. And there's your initial pop down. And there it goes. 187 came in way lower than 205. The NFP, they were expecting 205, and it came in at 187. Unemployment rate has dropped to 3.5%. They were expecting 3.6. Hourly earnings have gone up. They were expecting 0.3. That came in at 0.4. So all of this appears to be bad news for the dollar. And you're seeing the tank. You're seeing the tank. AU giving us a clean displacement here. We'll need to let this 15-minute candle completely print before we start looking for where we might want to try to get involved, if we do want to get involved. It's taking out yesterday's high. Let's see our next. If we were to go bullish here, our next draw on liquidity would be this swing level here. But really, it's these equal highs for the week, or where your eye goes to for draws on liquidity. But we'll let this 15-minute candle print here before we do anything. Make sure that this is not going to just, completely slam back here inside this range and not give us true displacement anywhere. Which it may do. This could be the false move where we're grabbing sell side liquidity here. So this is why we want at least one full 15-minute candle to print before we start looking to take action on anything. Oh. So, misses on the news. See you, Muhammad. We'll catch up with you next week, man. Looks like we could be getting just a false breakout there to a AU's pulling back to its open now. You still have 10 more minutes left on this 15-minute candle, so nothing to get excited about, nothing to worry about. EJ giving us a strong breakout, so this is nice. GJ trying to displace above these highs here, so we'll see if it can. It's grabbed sell side, but currently still pulling back inside that range. But EJ is definitely showing some strength there. EU holding above its range. Dollar is not holding below its range. So you can see how the dollar is trading up inside of this range, and EU is above that range. It's trying to pull back in now, but to be correlated, the dollar's trading down in here, and the euro is trading up there right now, so still above. We'll just see what happens. Yeah, we're getting into that 4-hour fair value gap here, reaching right back up into it. stabbing into buy side liquidity. It's setting up this retail trend line here. And on a higher time frame, you've got this retail trend line. So when it's lower than expected, it drops. But if it's more than expected, it goes up. It does. I don't know, Evan. No one knows. There's really truly no logical explanation for why when certain numbers are higher or lower than others, the market moves where it wants, or why it moves and goes the direction it does. Because the move all week could be just the liquidity grab it needed so that it can run up when the news hits. So it may be bad news, but they priced it in all week. And then you actually get down here and you get the news and it goes up. When you think it should go down, it actually goes back up. So I'm not here to try to guess what is causing the why the market is reacting one way or the other to the news itself. I'm just here to see where does it reach for liquidity and where is it displacing away after liquidity is taken. That's going to tell me where it wants to go after that. Hey, John, welcome in, man. Were you here all day or did you just get here? Oh, gosh. The yawns today are brutal. GU pulling off. I mean, I think so, Alpha. I think a lot of times that is the case where the market has anticipated what the news is going to be and has often moved in a specific direction before the news ever hits, and then the news hits and it can go the opposite direction. Traps a lot of buyers or traps a lot of sellers, depending on the setup. I did that yesterday. I just randomly close my charts. I hit the X. Put this back here. About 5 minutes left here on this candle. Looks like it's trying to grab buy-side liquidity here. Well, it obviously has grabbed buy-side liquidity here. We shall see where it wants to continue. Ugh. Get that coffee pumping. Kind of stinks that EJ leaving behind clean highs up into this imbalance. Also leaving behind clean lows. So it's just, man, somebody do something and go somewhere. Yeah, what was the CAD news? CAD came in, their employment change was forecasted at 24.6K. It came in at negative 6.4K, so huge miss on unemployment change for CAD. Their unemployment rate stayed the same. But NFP came in a lot lower. And the unemployment rate dropped to 3.5%. And the markets are kind of pumping off of that. Don't need that on there. About a minute left now. Finally getting that displacement there on EU. On such a big moonshot, you're basically watching price run away from you, and you're dealing with the pain of thinking, oh man, this is not going to go where I want it to go. In the likelihood that it then retraces all the way back down here outside of such a massive move, highly unlikely. AU may be an opportunity. G or AU may be the best. May give us the best potential there. EU is such a massive move. For it to come back down all the way into this breaker, it would feel more like a reversal at that point, and that's not something that I want to mess with. But there's your breaker on EU. This up close candle. You could use those right there either way, but still, it's this. That's a big pullback to make. GU, where did this run on liquidity begin? It still hasn't displaced above this high. you could say it was back here. Ran liquidity, we stabbed down, and then made one more run. So potentially on GU, you could look at somewhere in here. As your breaker. AU, it just depends. We'll have to wait and see. This run on liquidity below all these lows started on these up close candles, So you know, you're looking at probably something in there. Before this liquidity, this was the last up move before we hit our first liquidity, and then we made a deeper dig. So either here or here. But if it continues to displace up, then you could move up into these higher up close candles. US 30, I would need to see probably some displacement above these swing levels here, maybe even that one. Same for S&P, same for NAS. EJ is just moving sideways. GJ is just moving sideways. EU just popping off. If you continue to get displacement here, you could look at these as a breaker. Or potentially that little up close candle right there. This is where we ran this swing. The first swing low that was run was off of that last up close. We ran it right there. And we've dug down deeper. But you're probably not going to get a deep enough pullback to participate on any other further moves up here. So you could potentially look at that area there. Well, we'll just continue to watch and wait. I mean, it could be some of these up here. EU, though, definitely looks like it's not. Like for it to want to pull back that far, if it comes back that aggressively, that would signal to more like a reversal, a complete buy-side grab to head lower at this point. So I don't like that, but it makes more sense for GU here. It's leaving behind some nice fair value gaps. Oh man, you were I hate that for you, trading night. I would definitely not have been in any position before NFP because it wicks around so much and it's just very dangerous. Spreads get widened. First TP hit during Asia. H says took 50%. Or 50 more off balance before the news. Then my next TP hit right after news. 12.5% running to next liquidity point. Awesome, dude. That's fantastic. James, with the BOE interest hike and the weakness of the CAD, then pound CAD seems like a good long. I haven't looked at pound CAD in. I don't know that I've ever opened a pound CAD chart. I mean, you're definitely grab buy or sell side. It's shooting off here. got some draws on liquidity up here. If you could get a pullback. I mean, where did this run on liquidity begin? I mean, you're probably looking at something in here or something up here. If I was doing a breaker strategy, which I am. I'm going to just go ahead and say EU is probably not going to give us an entry today. GU could potentially give us an entry today. It just depends. The problem is you're going to have this massive stop. It'd have to be something like this, which would still work. But your stop's going to have to be down here below that fair value gap there. Might be able to get it on that body, get it a little bit tighter. Something like that. On GU. AU, I mean, I kind of like this or this as a potential on AU. And somewhere in there, and your stop would need to be below, down in there. So that could be a little opportunity here on AU as well. So we'll let this candle close. We still got about 7 more minutes here, and then I'm guessing it's going to be. I mean, where did this run on liquidity begin? Up here, up here. I mean, you might be able to use a breaker here on EU. So something like this potentially. But it's just, where do you put your stop is the problem. If you're talking about a 30 pip stop and that kind of amount of TP is just a lot to ask. A 65 pip run on a Friday after you've already had a big jump. So again, that's why it's not to me not a great. I mean, you could just use the breaker itself, but that's such a big fair value gap. You wouldn't be surprised if it wanted to dip into that fair value gap a little bit. So GU is why I'm like, nah. I think GU looks a little bit more appealing, so to speak. And AU as well. I think EU gave your breaker entry after the first impulse up. On the 15, well, I mean, you're talking about this is your first impulse up, this big candle right here. So there's no entry on a breaker candle on this. You have to wait for this candle to close. The next candle has to close and leaves behind a fair value gap, and then you could look to enter. So this massive fair value gap is where you would look for an entry, and your breaker's way back down here. So not this first big impulse candle up on the 15-minute time frame. There's no entry there, because you have to wait for this candle to close. According to my trading plan. On my trading plan, the 15-minute candle has to close and show displacement. So this is where the news hit on this candle. So after this candle closed way up here, you haven't had any pullbacks yet. And I'm not going to use the 5-minute for change of structure. I only use the 15-minute to identify a change of structure. John says, I just got here, didn't get to bed until midnight, forgot to set my alarm. Long day. I have to move my daughter on Monday into her new rental at college. So after the stream Mondays will probably be a short stream, because I have to leave and get the truck and trailer and drive all of her stuff to her new place Monday. So I'm doing that Monday, John. Moving sucks. I hate moving, man. It's such a drain. Even for the first pullback, it would have been tough. Would have had to cover at least the 5-minute fair value gap, but would have been a massive stop loss. Yeah. Dollar reaching nicely into its daily 5-minute time frame. Sorry, maybe I was watching on the 5-minute. Yeah, no, I mean, it's cool. You can. There are a lot of people that use the 5-minute as a. You could have entered right. Well, so here's the news. The news hits on this 5-minute candle. It does give you a displacement. The next candle closes, and that's where your fair value gap is created. And then the next 5-minute doesn't even come down into your fair value gap. So even there, you didn't get a clean, you didn't get any kind of entry down into that fair value gap right there, which is what my strategy needs, is displacement, fair value gap, and then tap into that and go. It just didn't do that. Got about 2 more minutes here, and then we'll look to see about taking an order with this 9 o'clock hourly candle opening. You would anticipate an open, putting in a low, and then going for a close there. So I like this GU setup here. I would be, let me move my mic over here. I'm going to set this up. Basically right there, and my stop would be just that wick, right below that wick maybe. And then we're going for something like that. Yeah. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and set this buy limit here. And I'll put in and copy this over on GU. 27306 is the entry. The stop is 2707. And the TP is 27789. There you go. There's our trade setup. And I'm going to copy that out. That fits my trading plan. Checks off all the boxes. Quick stab of liquidity, displacement away, fair value gap behind, identify your breaker, get a retrace, and then continue on in the intended direction. Very clear. Buy limit. Entry is 1.27306. Stop loss is 2707. Oh, why did I do that? And TP is 127789. All right, now we do nothing. We'll watch AU. Maybe we have a setup here on AU. I don't like that it didn't displace above these highs here yet on AU, which means I would probably be more looking at one of these breakers here. So that's an AU setup, but I don't like that it didn't displace above there yet. It grabbed this liquidity, took out some swing highs there. GJ doing nothing. US 30 not displacing up. S&P, no swing levels have been broken there yet to consider a move there. EU just completely shot off. If price runs up and to a take profit area here, then we'll cancel this order. I don't want it to run that far and then have to give that big of a pullback to enter for the rest of the day on a Friday. So either in the next probably like 30 minutes, we're going to get a pullback and an hourly low put in, or we're just probably not going to get another trade. So, which is probably more of what I expect, because that's how that's how it works. Although if you've been around this week, you'll remember the strategy that I've been posting, wherein you get a stab of liquidity, you don't get a displacement, and you anticipate, because there was no displacement below, you anticipate a move higher and you take a break of the swing level above. And then you get your 1 to 2 off of that. So again, you get that quick stab below. You would put a buy stop so that you're trading through with the displacement. You're anticipating that displacement away. This is a strategy I'm working on right now, but it's basically a turtle soup, but you're waiting for the confirmation and entering with momentum. You're entering with the displacement move. So you're waiting for that failure to displace, and then you set a buy stop on the opposite side to capture the displacement. So you see some accumulation like this, you get that stab down. Of course, you probably wouldn't have taken this trade because it was on the news, like coming up, but this is how that would have worked. You get that stab down, you set your stop above the last swing high, and you get in with that big move up. I'm guessing that we're going to take out the high here on Tuesday is our next strong liquidity here. I don't know that we get up to make a new weekly high, but I feel like we're definitely going to at least reach up to there. Evan says, I only trade EU for 2 years now using DXY. Once you feel like EU has had enough and don't see a trade or a good RR stop loss placement, close the charts and go to Starbucks. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I mean, this is a fairly typical NFP reaction where you get a move in one direction, a very one-sided move. And it's just unfortunate that we may not get an opportunity to participate there. This setup on AU now looks more, I guess, convincing to use that breaker. But again, you're asking it to give a pretty severe pullback there. On the hourly time frame, you can see nice stab of liquidity, quick displacement away. So we run the sell side, displace away. All of these up close candles, you could just use this last hourly up close candle, and there's obviously a fair value gap. So you could still get a retrace here. Does it happen today? Maybe not, but you know, my eye goes up here to these levels. Hey, love. Well, boys and girls, it looks like the train's going to leave the station without us. There it is. The daily freakout. The catch up with a friend yesterday. Yeah, it was good. You know, just going through some stuff and needed to chat it out. But it was good. Thanks for asking. You got to have those people in your life that you can, you know, reach out to when you need to download and process and get some encouragement and advice. Yeah, sitting here staring at candles, it's not where it's at, man. You gotta have that human interaction for sure. Thank you for protecting us. Yep. You did your job again. Again, a no trade week. I mean, potentially, until GU takes out my intended profit here, we could still get a pullback and an entry. So not all hope is lost just yet, but it's quickly approaching that. Dollar reaching back down into this daily fair value gap. Nice little reaction off of the daily fair value gap here on the DXY, respecting that draw on liquidity and then falling away. So OTE delivery, all of that is a pretty nice delivery here, and putting in just a great rejection wick on the probably not going to displace above this high, which means next week's draw on liquidity, if it does in fact close back inside of last week's high, if we could close back down in here this week, your draw on liquidity becomes this week's low, and then this fair value gap underneath here as well. So interesting to see how that all plays out, but a beautiful reaction off of the OTE and the fair value gap right inside here. Perfect respect of that. So this is now the fair value gap again that we'll look to for maybe today. This is as low as we want to go. We'll see how it responds. If it drops down a little bit lower, but that's to be anticipated there. Small little volume imbalance inside there off of Monday's close and Tuesday's open. Good goodness. Come on, man. I'm kind of really getting tired of seeing price never pull back. It's getting real old. This is one reason why I'm trying to develop this strategy here, where you can take advantage of these displacement moves. Yes, it would have. It would have hit if you had just had a buy stop right there. But the thing is I wouldn't have taken that trade because of the red folder news anyway. So I still would have had to wait. Like you can't trade red folder news. You can't. It's not wise. You're long term just asking for pain and suffering when you trade red folder news like that. So New 15-minute candle has opened. So we'll give it just another little bit of time here. But just does not appear. Dollar is now tapped down into that fair value gap. And that volume imbalance is sitting right inside there. So what a dive. Do you have a strat you could combine with the current one where we wouldn't have to wait for retracements? Well, it would. Currently, my two best strategies are retracement strategies. So it's OTEs and order blocks into internal liquidity areas. And then the breaker, which also requires a retracement. And that's why I think it's nice to have another one that doesn't. But to do that, you've got to have a good set of rules. How do you capture the impulse before the retracement happens? And for the last 6 weeks, there's been no retracements. It's only been just complete cliff dives or complete rocket ships. I mean, there's been no in between. The volatility has been fascinating to watch, but frustrating to trade. Could be hard, yeah. I mean, you just limit orders, stop orders. It's just two different ways to think about and anticipate. If your draw on liquidity is up here at these highs, these relative equal highs, if that's your draw on liquidity, and you see accumulation and a quick stab into liquidity and a failure to displace below there, and you're anticipating that draw on liquidity, it's pretty easy to assume, or just to put in a stop at a swing and then anticipate that run on liquidity and try to capture that. And then you could still trade a breaker on top of that. Like you could still, if that trade worked out, then you could still set a breaker order as well. And you get the displacement, and then you get the retracement and the continuation. You could potentially capture both of those moves. But I need a lot more refinement on this. See you, Evan. You have a good weekend, man. We'll catch you next week. H, my TP just hit. Good job. Still a small amount left on the trade. Hold for equal highs. Crazy run today. Yeah, it was a crazy run, man. That was definitely a crazy run. There was my draw on liquidity that just got tapped off of that swing level there. It's actually over here. But yeah, that's there's your draw on liquidity getting run into right there. GU has left those highs, those relative correlating highs in place. DXY is taking out that swing. Again, I still think the DXY could come down into this volume imbalance today. But man, what a dive. Total dive right there. AU getting a little bit of pullback here. But it has taken out buy side, and take out that buy side as well. A lot of imbalance still ahead for it, but the New York Stock Exchange about to open here in 10 minutes, so we could get a little bit of a further reaction here. We'll see if it wants to pull back and give people who missed the news event a chance to participate at lower prices. So at the 9:30 open, you could get the DXY to pull back up into here, rebalance some of this, and then continue lower through the end of the trading session. That's a potential. So DXY took out the low here on the 1745 candle on Tuesday. And the EU also. So they're moving together. They're very correlated. They're following each other. So we'll see if we get any kind of pullbacks there. John says, how would you go about managing the trade, though? That's mainly what I wanted to code, since managing breakouts take a fair amount of concentration. I don't know. That's part of the refinement that I've got to work through. Part of me wants to keep it pretty simple and just go for a 1 to 2 and be happy with that. Move to break even when it's at 1.5, but a lot of times you can get some displacements that are pretty aggressive, and you could capture the potential to capture more than 1 to 2 consistently seems like a viable trading pattern. But a lot of that's just going to come down to, what are my rules? What's the back test? What does the data say? And then you've got to go into the live market and actually execute with a small percentage risk to see how that plays out. So, I mean, for me to develop a strategy from concept to live market testing, it's going to take me several weeks of just preparation, refinement, back testing, evaluate, refine, back test before I ever get to a spot where I want to put actual challenge money on the line. John says 2 types of action, BO, BD, failed BO, failed BD. Yep. My belief is that you have to have 2 types of plans. This all applies to day trading and may or may not apply to swing. I mean, in a lot of ways, yeah, you're probably right. Price is fractal, so you're going to see the same patterns develop on every time frame. But yes, I agree with you in the concept that you need, it's wise to have two different kinds of strategies to use or have available to use. You don't want to, I mean, like ICZ's got 87. I don't want to be a 87 strategy trader. I want my very few basic, simple, mostly mechanical strategies that I can identify opportunities to trade with. This specific streaming challenge, I had said I just want to use one strategy, but I also was not anticipating going 6 weeks and only taking 4 trades in 2 weeks without taking a trade. And so there's a part of me that wants to incorporate at least my second strategy, the order block OTE strategy that I use in conjunction with the breaker. But that would mean I need to kind of go back on the value of showing traders that you only need one strategy. You're going to go through seasons where that strategy does not work as effectively as it does. Like we just came out of a massive 21% profit gain, and we immediately walked into a 6% drawdown for 6 weeks. And that's the reality of trading. But having multiple strategies to be able to shorten your just give you more opportunities to not spend so much time waiting for your specific pattern to show up every day. If you had a couple patterns that you were watching and waiting for, could be good. Thursday was the low of the week at the end. Yeah, it appears it was. Do you have any rules with regards to maximum stop loss? I don't have really a maximum stop loss as much as that's kind of discretionary. I know where I need to place them. And if they're super huge, I'll just try to avoid them typically. On EU, on a 15-minute time frame, it's typically going to be between 8 and 15 pips. On GU, it's probably going to be more like 12 to 25 pips. This is like 24, so that's about, it could be smaller than 12, but GUs is typically a little bit wider than EU. But I don't have a set, hey, if it's over this size stop loss, just avoid it. I can just see it. I can see it and know, oh, that's huge. The profit target is going to be so much larger because that stop loss is so big that I know the likelihood that it can do that amount of work for me decreases the larger the stop losses. John says, I mean, if that's what you want to show, then even though there's no trades, just stick with it. It might take longer than a year, but you'll show it's possible. That's part of why I'm like, I don't know that I want to introduce another trading strategy to this stream. Because I don't, it's not that I would like be like, oh man, you said you were going to do this, and in the middle of it, you changed. So what? It's my stream. But there is also a part of me that's like, just go with it. If it takes you an extra 2 months, or if it takes you an extra 3 months, do what you said that you set out to do. You know, stick to what you said you were going to do. Show the possibilities there. All right, coming into the 9:30 open here, we'll see if we get any kind of pullbacks offered here. You're going to see it most on the indexes probably. My goodness. Got all kinds of junk clogging up the throat today. Can't seem to get it cleared out. S&P dropping just a little bit, but Nas not really giving too big of a reaction here. Dollar more than anything, just dropping lower. If you wanted after you hit 2 million, you could do another one with 2 strategies to show how much quicker it is. Yeah. Could do another strat, but start a separate 10K. Trade both on the stream to keep the stats separate. Oh, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. Just have two 10K accounts, and each one's the breaker, one's the OTE. That's not bad, James. I might need to consider that. That could be the way that I diversify across the $2 million, where you basically split half against each strategy. So, you know, you've got $1 million being managed on the breaker strategy, and you've got $1 million being managed on the order block, OTE, fair value gap strategy. I don't understand the 4 million max with Bespoke. So it's 2 million for the 2-step challenge, and it's 2 million for the 1-step challenge. So if you were to get max funded on both their 1-step challenge and their 2-step, you could have a total of $4 million in capital. I am not going to do a 1-step challenge unless they just gift me. If they just say, hey, Brad, will you do a 1-step challenge on your stream? I'm like, oh, I'm not going to pay for it because I hate the trading conditions that you have for their 1-step challenge. They're not in the trader's favor at all. So I would not do a 1-step challenge. That's why this is a $10K to $2 million funding challenge, because I'm only focusing on the 2-step. So they have $2 million available for the 2-step. They have $2 million available for the 1-step. And but I'm not going to do the 1-step. So 2 million is the most I can get. Yeah, it's a pretty good idea. Chat coming through strong again. James, I don't even know. Have you been around? I don't remember seeing you in the chat much. Your name seems new to me. I mean, I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're in the chat. But your name definitely seems newer to me in the chat. Charles Brown, hey, what is the link to the prop firm? Cool. I just don't remember seeing your name too much in the chat. I'll put the link to the prop firm. Oh, I didn't do it. Dadgummit. Let me scroll back up in the chat. It's here somewhere. There it is. Copy. Can I just put it back here? Will that do it? Nope, it didn't do it. If I click on that, yeah, that's bad. All right, don't use that link. Let me remove that. But I'll put the proper link in there. Dadgummit. This is so frustrating. It's on my YouTube profile page, the link to Bespoke. But if you use this link right here, that one should work. There we go. That one should work. Well, I'm glad you found it worth it today, because that's actually a pretty good idea. Could you share more insights on your OTE strategy? It's intraday or swing. It's intraday. It's based more off of 1 hour and 4 hour order blocks and fair value gaps. Sometimes even off of the daily. And I don't try to hold it more than one trading session or one day. I'll typically close it out before. It's still a 1 to 2 strategy, so oftentimes when it gets in and gets triggered, It hits. Sorry, I'm looking at all these charts. It hits during the trading session. I don't have to hold it too much longer. But it's basically just you identify where price is moving, where the draw on liquidity is, and then you're looking for entries on retracements to order blocks and fair value gaps, inefficiencies around order block areas and OTE areas. So it doesn't have to be an OTE. There's a little bit more discretion behind it, but for instance, let me just see if I can just find how I might trade something like that. So for me right here, when price displaces below this low here, you identify the fair value gap. I use wick to body, and I'm looking for an entry inside a fair value gap tied to an order block here. So as price comes back up, so this was a Wednesday London session. So obviously I wouldn't be awake during London, but let's just say this was a New York session, or maybe even the end of the day. Let's say this candle closed. This was like the close of New York, and this was going into the London session. Before I would go to bed, I would set a sell limit order, typically around, especially if there's a fair value gap in there, around there. I would set my TP at the top of that order block, and I would target a 1 to 2. So that's basically, it doesn't have to be an OTE. Oftentimes I'll try to see if it lines up with an OTE, and it actually does line up with an OTE area here. It gets back up into a premium level. It lines up with an order block. It lines up with a fair value gap, and that's it. That's pretty much the strategy. Is I'll look at the end of the day. So at the end of each day trading session, I'll usually even start on a 4-hour or daily even. A lot of times on the daily, you can identify the highs of the week based on that. But 4-hour, same strategy. You would just look for, once this 4-hour candle closes and leaves behind an order block, you would just target an entry at that order block right there. You would anticipate price to come back up. And I like to use the wick to the body. If an order block is going to hold, very often the most sensitive part of the order block is that wick to body area. So if it's going to continue aggressively in the opposite direction. So I would just set an order before I go to bed. And, in the middle of the night, I get triggered in, and then I wake up in the morning to see where price is. Oftentimes it's hit my TP before I even wake up, or right after I wake up. But that's the system. That's the plan. It's not great for the live stream, only because that's why I chose the breaker, is because the breaker is built off of a 15-minute time frame. And you can actually see and watch it play out on a live stream, versus the other one. I'm not streaming and showing you where that all happens. I would just be calling out trades in screenshots of what I'm going to be expecting price to do through the London session. It's not really good streaming material, I guess, is the best way to say that. So price here on GU is just running away through our take profit. So we're going to go ahead and kill that order. We get no pullback today again, and we get no trade. Did I close out AU again? My gosh, why do I keep doing that? I don't understand why I keep closing out my charts. AUDUSD. It also running away, not giving any kind of pullback. US 30, I mean, we potentially could get a little bit of a move here. You did get your run on liquidity, and you're getting displacement away So US 30, you know, you're looking at that together. You would probably need this next candle to leave behind a fair value gap, and then you would want to see the non-existent pullback into that area. Dang it, it's the wrong one. So you might potentially be looking at something like that on US 30, but GU not going to cooperate. I need to put that update on Twitter, canceling that order. What a pump after that news. Now showing a bit of a rejection after grabbing that buy side there. S&P is grab buy side. US 30 grab buy side and holding. That, I think, is going to be it for me today, guys. I have done my duty. We have live streamed. We have waited. We've given away a 10K account. We saw a setup. Patience did not pay today. And that happens. That's happened for several weeks. And we're not going to change anything. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. We're going to keep grinding it out. And it's just going to make it so much more sweeter when we finally pull this thing out after so much time in drawdown. So it'll happen. We'll get there. Hang in there. But you guys have a great weekend. I hope you get out, get away from the charts, hang out with people you love, get some fresh air, enjoy God's creation, but stay safe. And we'll see you guys back on the stream Monday morning. So you guys stay safe. Happy hunting. We'll catch y'all later. Adios.